With last week's snapshot 21W19A being a huge disappointment and letdown to many of us Minecraft players, it's left a lot of us pretty anxious to think what could be in the next few 1.17 snapshots. However, tomorrow we are actually set to receive the latest snapshot 21W20A, which is why in this video, as a part of our weekly series here on the channel, I'm going to be talking about tomorrow's new Minecraft Snapshot features. So if you do actually go on to enjoy the video and you're excited for the Caves and Cliffs update, be sure you drop the video a like and subscribe if you're new around here. But without wasting any more time, let's get right into the video. Now, just to begin, to give you all a quick refresher as to what we actually saw last week and why it was a big disappointment to many of us, let me just read through the 4 main changes we actually got, and this will kind of explain to you why a lot of us are quite unhappy. So the biggest change, believe it or not, in last week's snapshot was the maximum length of item names on the Anvil UI has increased from 35 to 50. I'm not joking, that is one of the biggest changes in this snapshot. Also, they made geodes significantly rarer, which is a very debatable feature and change that they actually made. Unfinished items, just remember that part, skulk sensors, bundles and candles have been removed from the creative inventory, meaning that you basically cannot get them in the game now unless you use a few methods there actually is, and recipes for the unfinished items have also been removed. And this really will help us to kind of determine what will be in tomorrow's snapshot, because 3 out of these 4 main changes were on the negative side. A lot of people were actually very unhappy about these 3 changes. The one that was kind of actually pretty good, a good change, although it's not snapshot headline worthy, is the maximum length of item names in the Anvil UI has been increased. So if I had to predict what Mojang are planning on doing over the next few snapshots, I would say it's gonna be like either bug fixes, very small changes, or actually negative changes, which are actually kind of reverting the snapshot process we've actually been through for the past few months now. Now let me explain what I mean by that. There's a lot of features in the game that I believe Mojang want to remove because they're not ready or worthy of being in 1.17, and as a result of this are actually pulling certain features back until the holidays, which is when we are set to receive 1.18. I really do not know what else Mojang could remove at this point. They've stripped this update till there's literally nothing exciting left. All people really care about right now is like the blocks, which is cool, do not get me wrong, we've definitely had smaller updates like this in the past, but to see this go from like the next Nether update with all these new biomes and mobs and features just down to a block update is very sad to see. It's just insane, especially when you consider that the next update, unrelated to the Caves and Cliffs update, might be releasing all the way in the end of 2022, potentially even into 2023, which is insane. These delays to this update have really stirred things up quite a bit, and they've ruined quite a few plans, I assume, for which Mojang had. But let's focus on some of the positive changes we could expect to see. Of course, all we can really wait for at the moment is bug fixes. Bug fixes are important, they're an important process, although they're boring, we really need them to make the game playable for the giant community, which is the Minecraft community. So it is extremely important that Mojang actually come out with all these bug fixes, and I just cannot wait for this update to be playable as possible so that as many people as possible can actually experience this amazing update. I did have a list here of things we could expect to see, such as Skulk and Skulk Growth, but they've obviously been delayed. Lush Caves obviously delayed, Dripstone Caves delayed, the Deep Dark delayed, the Warden definitely delayed, and apart from that there's literally nothing else we can see. I do not have even one feature on this list right now apart from the Goat Horn, which is just like a texture basically. It has no real big purpose at the moment. I have nothing apart from the Goat Horn, so I would not be surprised if tomorrow we just get a snapshot like, hey, the goat horn's finally here, and they just had a few bug fixes alongside it. I really would not be shocked at this point if Mojang was to do that. And do not forget, everyone, it's always a possibility that Mojang will drop the bundles and the candles and the Skulk Center back into the game. Maybe they just had to take them out to rework them. I do not know how this works. I feel like Mojang have done this in the past, where they've made a bunch of changes to things without having to remove it. So this actually leads me to believe that they removed it because they're really not in the state they want them to be in. If it's something they could have fixed over the span of a week, maybe they would have left it in the game and just added it as a snapshot, these fixes. But the fact they removed them actually makes me think that they are certainly going to be releasing in 1.18 now. So unfortunately, I do not think we will see the return of bundles or candles or Skulk sensors. In the latest snapshot though, we did also see, which is one of the most positive changes actually, is that Minecraft was actually updated to use the latest version of Java 16. Now, I'm not really technical into all of this, and I do not know specifically what all of this means, so if you want me to research in depth to this, make a video for you all about what this could mean for the future of Minecraft, be sure you let me know. But I'm pretty sure this means that they can do bigger and better things with Minecraft, maybe optimize it, so potentially we could see some optimization happening or some better improvements to generation or stuff like that. And potentially, all this is speculation, so I really do not know. I would not take anything I say with 100% certainty, but if I had to make a guess, I could expect to see some things like this. Mojang did actually confirm that they were talking about kind of a shader update, not like the shaders we all know and love, but the more Minecraft-y type of shaders, where rather than adding shadows and realistic lighting or even ray tracing, they're just going to work on the way that Minecraft generates its light. So potentially we could get some cool looking lighting effects maybe, and it would make the game run a lot smoother. Basically, they're making their own version of Optifine, which they are intending to add to the game itself, because if external modders and a team have done this, why could Mojang not do this with the insane budget they have at their disposal? But yeah, that is it for this video. I really do hope you enjoyed. For all of you that stick around, even though the news is quite dry at the moment and there's nothing good to talk about, I appreciate you so much. If you're hearing this message right now, be sure you go down below into the comments and put a little shark, okay? And if you do, I'll try my best to drop a heart on the comment. I do have to look through a lot of them. But yeah, let me know if you're excited for the Caves and Cliffs update, and also what you think will be in tomorrow's snapshot. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching and goodbye.